As the commercial says, it's not if, but when a hurricane will affect South Florida. Since that's true, it's obviously best to be prepared. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Join me today as I show you some ways to be hurricane prepared in the kitchen on SoFlo Taste. This is South Florida. It's where I live and work. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. South Florida is more than sun, sand, and sea. It's a lifestyle of fashion, sound, culture, and of course, food. Food with taste from all over the world. Join me as we celebrate the food of South Florida and the people who love it. Join me as we experience SoFlo Taste. Hello, I'm Michelle Bernstein. Some of you might remember Hurricane Andrew. This week marks 25 years later, and we've learned much more about hurricanes and how to prepare for them, including hurricane food prep. So I thought it would be a good idea, with more hurricane season still ahead, to show you some recipes I think should be on your hurricane prep list. Hopefully we won't need them, but let's get cooking because they are delicious recipes anyway. One great thing to do is to have frozen soup. If you do have a power outage, the soups that are frozen go into a cooler of ice and then can easily be heated. So this soup is a beautiful vegetable soup with wheat berries. Wheat berries are really good and healthy, they're a good grain, and I'm using whatever's on hand all throughout the summer. So I'm going to start it with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, just minced, some little tiny diced yellow onions, some small diced carrots. Now this is really the beginning to any great soup. A little bit of small diced celery. All right, and then move it all about. This soup only takes about half an hour to cook, so it's a really good, easy soup to have in your recipes. Once you can start smelling the onion and they become a little bit translucent, you can either add vegetable stock or chicken stock. I'm doing chicken because I love chicken broth. Leeks give wonderful flavor to so many things, so I love them in my soup. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of those. And then we're going to put that aside and let that cook for a good 20 minutes before we add some fun vegetables to it and finish it up. So I'm going to move it aside and let it cook for 20 minutes on a good simmer. I do have a piece of Parmesan rind. I'm going to wait to put that in after the 20 minutes. So I'm going to put it behind me, but this is so good for adding a little bit of flavor to pretty much any soup and tomato sauces and all kinds of good stuff. My next dish, it's actually an old classic dish from Italy, pasta with canned tuna and white beans. I don't know if you buy a lot of tuna in your house, canned or jarred tuna. This is actually tuna fillets in spring water, and we drain them. And this tossed with pasta is delicious. Now you can eat this dish cold or hot. And what's great about it is most of these things we have already in our cupboards. So I always have good white beans around. I make a lot of beans fresh at home, but you can get some really good jarred beans. I have some cooked ditalini pasta, which looks like this. A little short cut pasta. If you like using different shapes like pennette, which is a little tiny penne pasta, that's totally fine too, but you want something that'll really hold up to this. So it's a quick dish. I'll make it for you very quickly and simply. I use extra virgin oil for this because I never heat it too much and too high. I'm going to add some minced garlic to the cold oil, as well as a little bit of shallots. And I'm just going to let that soften just a little bit with some small diced carrots for a little crunch and a little color. And then finally, I've got small diced tomatoes, and then the white beans and the tuna. I'm going to finish it with a little bit of lemon and then some fresh rosemary. It smells so good. So I always keep about 3 or 4 burners at my house, little portable burners, because my power literally goes out a lot. So I'm used to having a lot of stuff around that I can really throw in a saute pan and cook dinner up for the family. This is a beautiful dish that I would make hurricane or not, by the way. It's really delicious. I know it's a little bit odd to think about altogether, but the marriage is beautiful, all in one pot. So I'm going to chop a little rosemary, just roughly. All right. Throw in your tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and season it salt and pepper. If you want to make it spicy, throw in some chili flakes. Now, the great thing about this is the white bean kind of pulls it all together, because I use a little bit of the juice from inside the jar of the white bean because it's so starchy and delicious. You don't need chicken stock, you don't need anything else but this. There we go. So now I'm going to add the rosemary, a little squeeze of lemon plus a little zest of lemon. So I'll go ahead and about 4 times zest it and then squeeze only about 1 little piece of lemon. So this is maybe even 1/4 of a lemon. I'm going to add my pasta. And then finally, just to barely warm through it, the tuna, just like so. Try to get the best quality tuna you can find. I'm going to top it with a little bit of extra virgin oil, a bit of sea salt right over the top, some black pepper. If you want to throw some Parmesan cheese, you're welcome to. I don't think it needs it. And there you have it. This is beautiful. It smells incredibly fresh and delicious. It's simple. It's just a couple minutes. And it's so many ingredients that you would already have at home. There you have it, my tuna, white bean, and pasta dish. The soup is going, and we have so much more information and so many great recipes. Come right back. SoFlo Taste will return right after this.